Humpty Dumpty had quite a fall. And I blame the parents. And I always have. Because I don't believe he fell. I don't believe he fell. I think it was a suicide. I think Humpty Jumpty. I really do, and I always have. And I always have. And I'll tell you why I blame the parents. Because if your last name is Dumpty, how dare you name your child Humpty? Seth Dumpty, Mark Dumpty, fine. Humpty Dumpty, that kid never had a chance. He's walking around high school with a long black trench coat, Nirvana t-shirt. Finally, he just snapped, went to the top of the wall, and took his own life. And the king sent all the king's horses, all the king's men. King was right on the money, man. The king, I don't know if he was a friend of the Dumpties, but he sent everybody, all the king's horses, all the king's men. And the king's men were probably very helpful. I don't know what the king's horses were going to do, seriously. I would think putting Dumpty back together again would be a pretty precise endeavor. That horses, and the king's men were probably, yeah, horses, thanks for coming, but you really need thumbs for this type of work. But thanks. I think my favorite movie right now of all time is Rocky. I love that movie. But I watch it differently as an adult. When I was a kid, my favorite scene was when he drank the raw eggs. I used to go crazy. Yeah, Rocky, that's how you're going to beat him. You're like Popeye. That's your spinach. And now I watch him drink the raw eggs, and I'm like, ooh, that's not good for you at all. That is, there is a ton of cholesterol in there, Rocky, you know. And not to mention the salmonella. You're probably better with an egg white omelet, to be honest with you. I love sports. I watch a lot of sports. I love football. And I love the cheerleaders, don't get me wrong. I think they're beautiful, they're talented, they're incredibly athletic, but I don't think they have to do any cheers anymore. Do the dances, do the gymnastics. The cheers, they're not helping anybody. These guys are mostly in their late 20s, early 30s. I've never seen them acknowledge the cheerleaders after the game, give them credit. Well, yeah, we were down pretty big in the fourth quarter. We were getting killed, but then the cheerleaders, God bless them, started chanting defense. And that's when it dawned on me. We should have played some defense. And the coach must have heard this because he huddled us right up. He said, fellas, them gals are right. I'm putting in the defense. Also, if there was another thing they said you should be aggressive. They said you should be B-E-A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E, aggressive. Why did they spell it? Was one player out there confused? B-E-A-G-G? Oh, be aggressive, okay. I thought you were saying to be egregious. I don't even know what that means. I thought you said be gregarious. I told my opponent I loved his hair. Oh my God. I thought you said be agrarian. I tried to convert the entire economy to farming despite the global dependence on high-tech and fossil fuels. I guess I'm a little red in the face. Well, I grew up in the 1980s. Yeah, it was exactly. It was a great time. It was a grand time. And I love the 80s. I love the 80s. But I love the 80s. That show on VH1, my God. Because they're so mean. They make fun of everything that I loved from the 80s. They always make fun of Hammer. How dare you make fun of MC Hammer? How dare you? Hammer was huge. Hammer was bigger than anybody. Now, Hammer was bigger than Usher and 50 Cent. He was huge. In fact, there's not a person in this room born between 1965 and 1985 who hears the word stop and doesn't immediately think, a Hammer time. You either think Hammer time or collaborate and listen. That's impressive. That's impressive. Stop, very common word, and you either think of MC Hammer or the Iceman, Vanilla Ice. And they always make fun of Vanilla Ice on VH1, and I'm sick of it. Vanilla Ice was awesome. He was awesome, and all right, he hasn't had a hit in a while, fine. And he hasn't had the acting career of the Ice's T and Cube, no. But I'll tell you what he did do. He did put a lot of 8th grade asses on the 8th grade dance floor, also known as the cafeteria, and for that, I say thank you, Vanilla Ice. And don't make fun of him. I don't make fun of him. I don't make fun of his hair because he had a high top fade back then. A lot of people had. You know who else had a high top fade back then? Gary Gulman had a high top fade back then. And it worked out very well for me. I made out with 6 girls 11th grade. That was a ton back then. And who's happy with their haircut from a long time ago? Nobody. Nobody. You never go to your barber with your high school yearbook photo. Please make me look like this again. Please. No, seriously, it's easy. Just cut off all the hair in the back except for a long rat tail. Then shave my sideburns right up to my temples. Perfect. Then 2 racing stripes that come together in the back into a lightning bolt with my high school football uniform and the number in the middle. We'll be good to go. They were smart, though, with the fortune cookie. I will give them this. Because the reason the fortune cookie is still around, because they're genius with marketing. Putting that fortune in there, that's what makes the fortune cookie. That's why it's still around, the fortune cookie. Because, yeah, you get a lousy cookie, but inside that lousy cookie, hope. Yeah, I just cracked my tooth in this cookie, but I have a winning personality, and that's going to help. That's going to help. Fortune cookie, not the worst cookie. Some people tell me that the worst cookie is the Nilla wafer, and to those people I say, how dare you? How dare you attack the Nilla wafer? The Nilla wafer is so humble. The Nilla wafer, he's a nice cookie. He doesn't even claim to be a cookie. He's like, hey, I'm a Nilla wafer. I'm a Nilla wafer. I don't even claim to be a vanilla wafer. I'm a Nilla wafer. I know I suck. I have suggestions on the side of my box as to how I might taste better. Seriously. Spread some frosting on me. It's delicious. Christ, you put frosting on a pencil, it's edible. Give it a try. No. The worst cookie of all time, the sugar cookie. That is, and some people, oh, no, the sugar cookie is good. What kind of life are you leading? Where you're defending the sugar cookie. The sugar, are you kidding me? The sugar cookie? Proof that the sugar cookie sucks, the cookie cutter. No other cookie needs the cookie cutter. No other cookie needs cosmetic surgery to get you to like it. None, right? You never see a chocolate chip cookie. Hey, look, I'm Elvis. Never, never. Chocolate chip cookie knows who he is. Sugar cookie, every holiday comes back with a new look. Comes back from Christmas like a desperate 8th grade girl, just dying to be loved. Comes back from Christmas. Hey, look, I'm Santa. I'm a tree. I'm a wreath. Do you love me? It's Valentine's Day. I'm Cupid. I'm a heart. Please, it's Easter. I'm an egg. I'm a little chickadee. You're Jewish? Okay. I'm Adam Sandler. Please, give me a chance. I love Netflix. Oh, I love Netflix. Chief reason of all, they brought Blockbuster to its knees. Rot in hell, Blockbuster. Rot in hell. Rot in hell, Blockbuster. With your outrageous late fees, your surly sales staff, and your criminally loose definition of new releases. Why is this a new release? Because it's in color? It's Braveheart, goddammit. I didn't even know Mel Gibson hated Jews when this movie came out. Hate Blockbuster. Love to see a Blockbuster that went out of business. It warms my heart. I drive by. You can always tell which store used to be a Blockbuster because it's empty and they've taken the sign down, but it still spells out Blockbuster in filth. They didn't save enough money to power wash the grime that was behind the sign, so it still says, and it's so appropriate. Ugh, rotten hell. First of all, how did they go out of business with my $60,000 in late fees? Would you gamble it away? I hate them. I hate them. Oh, they were such hypocrites. They wouldn't rent you porn, but they would rape you with late fees. They had no problem sodomizing you with late fees. I can remember bringing in a movie and just being like so embarrassed, like it's been a while. What do I owe you? And the little jerk, he was like, oh no, that's all set. It's like, really? Yeah, keep it. Some sort of amnesty declared or something like that. You want me to keep this? Oh yeah, we already charged $88 to your Visa. You own New Jack City for the rest of your life. Yeah. A movie that you couldn't bring yourself to watch in 6 weeks. Every time you move, you're gonna have to pack up, and that'll be a reminder as to what an irresponsible loser you are. Yeah. You own New Jack City on VHS for the rest of your life. Ugh. I played hockey when I was a child. Do you like me now? I did. I really wanted to figure skate. But then I knew myself, that I knew I would not be able to handle the scrutiny. And I realized that figure skating, as brutal as hockey is, figure skating is much more brutal. Barbaric even. They make the woman finish skating after she's fallen. Lowest point in your life?
Keep dancing, sweetie. Yeah, try another Lutz. They should race the Zamboni out there, scoop her up, and whisk her off into a private room where they give her a carton of Marlboros and a pillow to scream into. She's not gonna win. It's over. You never see a woman on the gold medal stand with slush running down her thigh. Split lip and a bloody nose. Let her start to regroup. Instead, they make her finish skating, give her scores. We know the scores. And then they interview her. Don't even give her time to recombobulate. She's apologetic. I'm sorry I'm late. I was just digging out from under an avalanche of broken dreams. Hi, Mom. Hi. Thanks for turning a carefree hobby into a joyless prison. I've never tasted a brownie. Christina, why do you think you fell? Maybe because it was so slippery? Yeah, it was like a sheet of ice out there. They ought to do something about that. Maybe throw down some rock salt. What's next for you, Christina? What's next? I'm gonna see if I can trade in this bronze medal for my childhood.